Wow. Okay. Alright, Lawlers, welcome back to another beginner champion guide. Today we will be covering Renekton. Pretty cool character, has a lot of ability to outplay opponents and be aggressive in lane, so I think it's going to be a really good champion pickup for your games. Starting items, we're going to pick up just the normal starting items that the shop recommends here, and we're going to head out to lane. On the way to lane, we'll cover off Renekton's passive, his Reign of Anger. Basically, this gives him some fury per attack. Okay, and the more fury you build up, this bar under his health will fill up with red fury. And that allows some other abilities in his kit to do a little bit more damage, let's say, in general, to keep things simple. We'll talk about the Fury a little bit more as we get into Renekton's kit, but it's definitely something that you can work on as you get better with the champion. For now, though, let's learn the Q, Cull the Meek. So he swings his blade around him in a circle, he deals damage to anything within that radius, and he also heals for a little bit of that. So the best way to use Renekton's Q is to see if you can hit the most minions possible so you get some healing, and if you can get the champion in that circle as well, you'll deal some damage to him. So it's actually a great trading tool because you can go into the enemy champion, hit them, and then heal up a little bit of that health back if you hit a lot of minions and units with it. Again, you can get a little bit better with this, and as you learn wave management with Renekton, there are some other cool things you can do with it. But for now, very basic, you want to use it as a trading tool against the enemy champion and also to heal yourself back up. So you see here we've lost some health in trades and getting hit by the enemy champion. So we're going to walk up to as many minions as we can, and we're also going to try and see if we can hit him in the process and heal a little bit up. Alright, this is your best tool in lane to try and keep your health up and topped off. Okay, so we talked about the fury a little bit before. When you have enough fury in here and it's past 50%, so more than half the red bar is filled up, your Q will heal you for even more. So if you're low like this, you want to run up to the minions and heal off them like that. Okay, so you're going to use your Q for basic harass and trading on the champion as well as trying to heal. Now, you can see we've been bullied in lane a little bit by this brand. Your E, your Slice and Dice, is Renekton's playmaking ability. This allows you to cover distance and close the gap on some enemy champions who are maybe ranged and bullying you. Okay, so we're going to show you that here. There's two parts to this ability. If you hit your dash on a unit or champion in the first part of it, you get a second dash. So, one dash, Q, and dash out. Usually how you want to use this trading ability is to dash in, get an auto attack off, maybe use your Q, and then dash back out. If you're really aggressive, you can use a double dash to just catch up to them depending on how far back they're playing. So we'll try and double dash to catch up here. See? 1, 2, 3. Okay? We're going to jump into this bush here to make sure it doesn't deal too much more damage to us. So you have an aspect of using a double dash to catch up to them or a dash to go in and get out. Alright, so we're going to just back out here. Oh, we accidentally clicked double point in our E there while we were fighting him. So we're going to wait one more second before we can learn our W, and then we'll talk about what his W does. Okay, so again, you can use your Q to last hit and get gold like that. You can use it to heal up a bit. The great thing about Renekton is, because he has no mana, you can be spamming these abilities, spam the Q, okay? Try and get as much healing as you can off of it, get your value from it. Okay, so let's learn the W now since we missed that the first time around. Ruthless Predator. So basically, Renekton's next attack, his next auto attack, will strike twice after you click your W, okay? It'll stun his target for a very short amount of time and deal some extra damage, okay? So let's learn that and let's see if we can trade with Brand. Okay, so we're going to dash in, W, stun him, dash out. Okay, so that's how you can use your W. You go in with your E similar to all your kind of starting trades, and then you use your W, stun him, deal some more damage on your auto attack, and jump back out with your E. Alright, so now that we know all of our three abilities, we're going to chain them together in a very, very basic kind of laning combo. Alright, I'm going to try and max out the Q first with Renekton because that's kind of our major lane ability that lets us deal damage and heal, so it's very useful. Okay, so let's talk about the trading combo. Wow, he's playing aggressive. Essentially what you want to try and do is you're going to E in, you're going to use your W to stun them for a short amount of time, you're going to Q while they're stunned to spin your blade and deal more damage, and then you're going to E out. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Okay, so we're going to E in, W him, Q, and E out. Okay? Now, I could have killed him there. We'll talk about an all-in combo a little bit later, but the basic combo to get in and get out is E in, W them, Q, and then E out, okay? The better you get and the more you know how much damage you deal, you can stay in there and maybe E to follow the champion up and deal more damage, okay? So, let's talk about that empowered Q again. You can see I have more than 50% of my anger here. I'm going to use it on as many minions as I can to heal up. Okay? If you use Renekton's abilities, they also add to that anger bar. So you can use your abilities to kind of get your passive up a little bit as well. Okay? So, let's take this opportunity to back and buy. And we'll talk about Renekton's R ability, Dominus. So this basically just makes Renekton pretty big. It adds health and it adds some fury to him as well. The other thing it does is it deals a little bit of passive damage to anybody around him. Okay, so we'll see that in lane in a second. Items that you want to buy, again, just stick to the early items as you're learning Renekton. You can definitely branch out. You know, something that's really popular right now is a Blade of the Rune King build. You can see how he matches your play style. If you want to be more aggressive, if you want to be more tanky, it's up to you. Renekton's extremely versatile. He's a lot of fun because you can use many different setups. So have some fun playing him and getting to learn some different setups. Okay, so let's try and do an all-in combo on this guy now. So as you get better with Renekton, the all-in combo, you want to try and weave auto attacks in between your spells, okay? That's going to maximize your damage while you're doing your combo. So now, in between my E and then my W and then my Q and then maybe an E to follow up, we're going to try and weave an auto attack between each of those in. Okay, so let's see if we can do that on this brand, if he's going to play nice here. Okay, so we're going to E in, auto attack, W, auto attack, Q, and E out. Okay, so you can see there for that kind of short 2-3 second trade, if you actually chain the combo together properly, and it is fairly easy once you practice it a few times, you're just kind of clicking E, W, Q, and auto attacking in between, you can almost 100 to 0 an enemy champion. Now, if I use my flash or my ignite or my R, we definitely would have killed them there. I just wanted to show you guys the power of just the 3 basic abilities of Renekton, that if you chain them together correctly, you can catch a lot of your enemy laners off guard and potentially kill them. You know, you saw that dealt about 90% of his health. If you do that combo twice to somebody, you're likely going to kill them. So if you just get comfortable with that one basic combo, you should be able to rack up a lot of early lane kills. Alright, so now we're going to add our R into this combo. To make it easy, you can press your R right after you E into them and before you W. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. So we're going to E in, R, W, auto attack, Q, and we're going to finish them off. Okay, pretty easy. So you can see these little, like, I don't know what they are, locusts flying around him or whatever they are. That's dealing a little bit of extra damage. You can see we grew in size too. Okay, so his R can be used aggressively like that if you're going in for an all-in and you want to deal more damage. It can also be used defensively if you're trying to escape and you need a little bit of extra health. Okay, alright, let's talk about using the Q here in one other aspect to help you clear minion waves. Okay, Renekton's very good at farming and getting gold from minions because his abilities let him last hit really well. So you can use your W on cannons like that to make sure you get them. Okay? Alright, so we killed him once, we got a little bit more gold. There's not too much more to talk about with Renekton here other than turret diving. So I'll cover off one last little thing with him, which is attacking your enemy champion under the turret. We'll actually do that now before we back. So because Slice and Dice has 2 dashes, you can use this effectively to get in, damage them really quick under their own turret, and then get out. Okay, so we're going to E in, and E out. Okay, now it's okay to take a couple turret shots with Renekton. He's a very good turret diving champion. The reason being is because our Q lets us heal back up and take some health back even after we take some of those turret shots. The other benefit with Renekton is because he's so bursty with his combo, you can actually force the laner to have to back because he can't chew up 2 of those combos. If he didn't back there, he would die on the next one and we would still live. Okay, the R is a great tool to blend in with that turret dive because it gives you the extra health to survive maybe 1 or 2 more turret shots that you might need to kill the enemy laner. Alright, when you're playing Renekton, you want to try and make sure you're being aggressive, and you're being aggressive around your cooldowns. Once you use your E and your Q and your E again, you know, you want to wait for your E to be back up to really be trading with Renekton. Without your dashes, you're kind of a sitting duck, especially against enemy range champions. Okay, it's a little bit different if you're against the melee champion and you're always in range to auto attack, but against range champs and against people who are giving you a hard time, just wait for your E to come off cooldown. I know it sucks not being able to do too much for 10 seconds, but it's well worth it to be able to go in and almost all in them. So we'll see our basic combo again. We're going to E in, auto attack W, auto attack Q, and E out. And that one killed him. We didn't even need to use Ignite or R, nothing. Okay, so very, very powerful champion if you can just practice Eing in, auto attacking, clicking W, auto attacking, clicking Q. Alright, you're just chaining them together. Alright, we'll actually finish the video. We'll buy a couple items here. And we'll finish the video talking about kind of Fury, very basic what's called Fury management with Renekton. This is what kind of lets you play him to a very, very high level, alright? The specific use case for each of your abilities and the Fury that you're going to use when you kind of decide to heal off your Q, or stun off your W, or dash off your E, the Fury is going to empower those, right? So for the Q, the empowered lets you deal a little bit more damage and heal a little bit more. So if you need to sustain in lane and you feel like, you know what, I need some more health, you'll use your Q empowered. If you feel like I want to be aggressive and I want to stun the character for longer, 1.5 seconds instead of 0.75, then maybe we'll use our W empowered. Okay, I'd recommend if you're being aggressive and you want to go for kills, save your Fury, that 50% red bar, to use it on your W. Alright, that's going to let you keep them locked down longer and deal more damage off your W. The last ability here that you could use your empowered Fury for is your dash, and basically the second part of the dash is going to reduce some armor. So if you're against a really tanky champion, someone who's building a lot of armor, you can choose to use your Fury for that. Alright, that's the basics of it. So let's try and manage our Fury a little bit here and get it to 50%, and then we'll use it in our combo with our W. Again, this is a little bit more advanced, and you can do this as you get used to Renekton's combos. But you can see here, when we W now, it's going to hit pretty hard. Okay? So generally, if you need to heal a little bit more, empower your Q. If you need to stun and deal a little bit more damage, empower your W. If you need to dash and take off some armor off the second part because you're dealing with a tank, empower your E. Alright, pretty basic stuff, guys. So, I mean, go have fun with him. Play him in some lanes. If you're against a range, if you're against a melee, if you're against a tank, it doesn't really matter. Renekton can build and also play pretty aggressively across all types of champion matchups. So he's really fun. You can grow with him, you can practice him and play him a lot of different ways, and you should be able to start killing your opponents in lane very easily once you get a basic hang of him. So enjoy, have fun, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.